Good morning, everybody. It's another day here at Las Conchas del Mar. Do any of you know what that means? Huh? Do any of you know what that even means? Conchas, that's like a shell. It's like there's those big seashells they'll call them conchas. And Mar, that's the sea. This place is called the Shell of the Sea, Las Conchas del Mar. So there's your little lesson in case any of y'all didn't know why this place is called that. It's a very beautiful morning. Look at those little thin layer of clouds all scattered just perfect. Beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, you see that right there? Oh, she's gonna be shy. There it is right there.
Good morning.
There's that beautiful. Yeah. Mel likes to be out in the morning and just doing something no matter what it is. Well, today I'm hoping to be a very positive day again. Each day that we've worked so far, this will be day 3 of starting back. We've been accomplishing things right and left. Guys will finish putting this drain here in the yard that'll go out, drain out to the sand at the beach. And another drain that we're putting in over there in the corner of the lot. Definitely during hard rainy season, I need that water somewhere it can go and not just build up in the yard like a lake here. The fence will continue today. They'll continue using up this bamboo. I want them to work it down through there. Probably 100% of that will probably get used up. And that's good. That is good and serve another purpose. Means my money is done got its use when I first spent the money of all that bamboo supporting all of the concrete floors that was poured the levels up in there. So now I get a second use out of it, but it's serving for next 2 or 3 years as another temporary fence between us and the neighbors down through there. So it's just a second life for it. And then it'll still get a third life at the end, just like that old bamboo there is, because it'll become somebody's cooking wood at the end of its life. So it gets 3 rounds. That's pretty good. Well, let's walk out here to the beach. Good morning. Look at that. That is just cool. Beautiful. I've already got me a partner here to go walk on the beach with. She come running. It's a good life. Good life. Let's see what's happening here. Wow, it's low tide. Really low tide. Check this out. Looks like there's another sandbar out there. So much sand's exposed. Wow. That is pretty cool. I'm a little congested in my head today. Man, this sand is so nice. Like Melinda said, it may not be white sand, but it's still very nice sand. Very, very nice sand. Well, I'm gonna get my little congested butt up here and take my morning shower and get ready for a brand new day. Walking by my old boat here. My shipper sent an update on the tracking of my freight that I sent that boat motor and all over, and shows it's going to be here at the end of February. Now, it could change and be in March, but you know what, I was expecting not to be here all the way till maybe close to May. So it's pretty exciting to know that it may show up a couple months earlier than I expected. But be glad to get here. I put a bunch of other stuff in there too, along in the hollow places in that crate, and I'm looking forward to getting some of that stuff here because I need it to use on this project. I'm sitting here trying to do my work here on the computer, and my wife's trying to give me crabs. I don't know what I think about her. Your wife. My wife's got crabs. So one of the neighbors caught these, huh?
Yes, the neighbor.
And they want how much for them?
200 pesos.
200 pesos. Was there about 5 of them in there? 6 of them? Little small ones?
5.
There's another one underneath there too.
Yeah, fresh
1,
cut.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Still moving.
Well, I think you're wanting some of that.
$4.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of don't like picking through the little bitty ones like you guys do, but I'll buy them for you guys. I might eat a little bit of it. So you want them?
I mean, they just only for you though. You want it? You know, it's a good size already. You can.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll get them and cook them up. Go ahead. All right, so I've had Joelle putting this pipe down the fence here, making it nice and level. And what that is the floor drains in the shower area, plus the closed washing machine drain, all combined together. And instead of that water just running all out in one spot, making a wet, muddy, sloppy spot on the ground, instead it's going to come out there and go all the way down this fence where our landscaping will be, and the water is going to have little places to drip all the way down through there and distribute it. So I had to put that pipe in nice and level, and then what we're going to do is take this little small drill bit here, maybe about a 1/4, and we're going to drill not in the bottom but in the side right here, maybe about exactly 50% of the way around. What'll happen is the water can flood the whole bottom of that pipe all the way to the end. There'll be a cap with a clean out on the end, and so then the pipe will have to fill up and then start overflowing out those holes, and it'll spread that water evenly all the way down the bed. And so where she's been having to water right here, every time she does laundry now, it'll get watered on its own, and it'll repurpose that water nice and evenly. And that's the reason I built it that way and didn't include those into the septic, is because that's clean water. It's just got soap. You know, I mean clean as in not contaminated with like any kind of biological matter or anything like that. And it's a good source of water to repurpose. Once the plants and everything start growing, they'll grow up and kind of hide that pipe. They'll be down in behind it, and you really won't see it. And we'll get the wall all finished out, and we'll paint it in the same color as the wall, and it'll just blend in. And by painting the pipe, it'll also give it more resistance against the sun and the UV rays. And I did put the best pipe too, the Series 1000. It's thicker and it'll last longer as well. Here's this drill bit, Joelle. I think that'd be just about right. There was a pipe, a frog. I think this is the frog right there. There it goes, right there.
Yes.
Yeah, it was up inside that pipe at that drain. And so that's a new good thing to get these closed up, and with those tiny holes, is that you don't get frogs climbing up inside of there and maybe even croak, stinking everything up, clogging everything up. We want the kind of place here that If somebody wants to have a wedding here at our property someday, it'll be a beautiful place when it's done, and it'd be a great place to host a wedding, anniversary party, birthday parties. Good time for friends to come together. It'd be a great place to host here. We got a backyard, got a beach area. We help take care of the beach here, and Melinda's trying to teach the children here in the local community to pick up the trash and stuff and help keep the beach clean, you know, so it don't become a basura beach. If you don't know what basura beach is, then just do a little research there, okay? Yeah, basura. I'll tell you now, we can do a little language here. Trash beach. We don't want it to be a trash beach. Basura beach. So we want to teach them to take pride in what they have. The older people, they're set in their ways. So the best thing we can do is try to educate the youth here locally around us, and maybe hopefully give them some pride here, you know, and help keep the place clean. We'll see how that goes. But the kids enjoy getting out there with Mel and helping clean up the beach. So I think it's a positive sign already. So I'm asking Nate to come in here and start all the skim coat right here at the front of the house where I park. Go ahead and everybody work together as a team and start skim coating all the underside underneath here. And we're gonna start working around this veranda all the way around, skim coating the underside. We gotta get started here somewhere. And that'll be like the least important place, and it's in pretty good condition. And the reason I say least important is because that'll get everybody acclimated to the work they're gonna be doing. Any mistakes they make, they ain't gonna make it there. And by the time I work through their flaws, if they have any, they may do a good job to start with. Just saying, just in case. So I got them around the corner right there. I'm trying to get them started on skim coating. Now there's their way that they're used to doing it, which on most times I've seen is incorrect. Skim coating is just the same as doing plaster on your walls on drywall, on gypsum board. So like you're gonna run a tape joint. And you want to be able to float. And I noticed what they try to do is just spread the plaster on there, what they call skim coat. And all they're doing is just coloring it. They're taking it from concrete color to white, but they're not repairing the imperfections. I hired some guys here before that I was told was good, that did my garage, and they did not float out all the imperfections. So I want to show you right here on this wall. This is where our forms met on the concrete on two different pours, okay? And this is our joint in the concrete down through here. Now we've grounded a little bit with that grinder. That's why you see a little discoloration there. But if I put this trowel up here, you're gonna see maybe some light showing through, which actually I did a really good job. Look at that. Made those two forms meet, and look at that, no light showing through. Check that out. But let's just look for a place. There's a little place right there. A little bit of light showing through, see? Let's look for another place right here. A little bit of light maybe showing through. And right here, see a little bit showing through right there. So what you want to do is take this trowel, just like you're running a joint on drywall, and you want to do your joints first. You know, you don't want to just try to go through here everywhere, just putting color. I try to tell them all the time, this is not painting. Just by applying material on the wall, and it all now is white instead of concrete color, does not mean you've properly floated this wall out to be a pretty wall. So you want to put your mud on here. I'm just going to show an example. You want to put some mud on here, skim coat, plaster, and you would put it on there, and you'll pull that joint. And you'll get out there, and you don't want to apply too much pressure, just a medium pressure. Of course, you want it to be able to smash it on down in there, but you want to apply just a medium pressure with an angle here on it. See my angle? And you're going to run that joint down through there. Now, one thing you want to do with all this concrete before you start, get you a good brush or a broom and broom off any loose debris. Get a little chunk of concrete, like a little stone, will get in that plaster and make a mess. You'll just go out there and lightly run that joint. Don't press too hard, don't be too light, just a good medium pressure, and you'll run down through there and fill that joint. You'll see there'll be places that don't get completely full. Put a little bit of mud, make another pass. Don't get your mud too watery. That's another thing I seen them do. So they'll mix too much water in it, and then of course it don't want to stay on the wall. They want it watery so they just spreads just like you're pouring pancake syrup, like the concrete. That's not what you want. You don't want it too thick either. You want a nice medium consistency. And then just get you a little bit more. If it's too dry, it's not going to work good. If it's too wet, it's going to run. Run means it's going to drip and sag and all. And then you'll get you another one. You'll run over it again. You'll make you another pass. And it's good to use a good wide trowel so you can work a wide area on that joint. Fill it. Now, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Let it dry. Walk away. That wall's done for the moment. Walk away from it. Yeah, all you did was that joint. Walk away from it. You're done there until that dries some. I see there's a little bit of imperfection here on this wall. Let me show you again. So you can see there's some pretty good light coming through right there. Maybe you can see it. Let me switch it. You see there's some pretty good light right there. So that's where you want that mud to fall in. You see, somebody took some concrete right here trying to do a little patch. That's going to have to be knocked off, hit with a grinder before we can do any work. But a little place like this, the Skim Coat, I actually fill it to put you a little thick mix in there. And these are the places you want to give the attention first. And then if this concrete wasn't in our way here right now, we'd do the same thing. We'd pull that and we'd fill those voids right there with that. And that's where you want a good wide one. Here in the Philippines, they're always using like a little 3-inch, about that wide, or 4-inch, or maybe a 5-inch tool. The wider the better for floating these joints. It's a really nice one here. You always want to take care of your edge on there. Make sure you don't have any little nicks and stuff all in it. If it does, it's not going to do a clean job. But get your little angle on there, pull your mud, fill those voids. You see that right there? See that void? You'll fill those voids. When we poured this, some of them, without asking me first and before I could get them stopped, was going out there here smearing concrete on like that. That's horrible. I could have fixed that so easy just by pulling that joint. But Melinda's uncle, he didn't know, because this cast form concrete was new to him. All he knows is hollow block and start throwing rendering on the wall. He mixed this mess here up, and now it's a bigger mess for us to finish than what it would have been of just being able to pull it with a trowel. So I was up here earlier hitting some uneven joints right there first. I pulled some right there on an uneven joint. It's just like where plywood in the forms. One sheet wasn't flat with the other. And I want this to be really nice. This is up in the front of the house. And so I want to hit any of these uneven places. So that joint there, it was about I don't know, had one side about a 1/4 inch off from the other, had a little lip right in there, the same thing. Up at the top up there was a little lip. And we'll fill those places up first and then just let it dry. Let it dry, come back, lightly sand it, and then you can pull your nice clean run after that. This is the tool they commonly use, and this is a big one. This one's way bigger than what most of them use. Just a little stamped out piece of metal that's made out of the same stuff, kind of like banding material is. Doctor next door is having a little gathering, probably a little meeting or something. It's funny, everybody's driving a white vehicle, white van, white SUV, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white trucks, and then my white truck. Looks like a cult. You know, I should have bought a black truck.